North Korea is lashing out at the United States and South Korea, giving its first statement on last week's barrage of missile tests.
That's right. State media released a series of photos purporting to show the recent tests, which the North Korean military says were in response to those massive joint air drills by the South and the U.S. The statement said the launches were aimed at simulating attacks on both countries. NBC News foreign correspondent Raf Sanchez joins us now from the South Korean capital, Seoul. Raf, good to see you. So what are some of the biggest takeaways from this new North Korean statement? What does it tell us about the thinking of leader Kim Jong-un?
Hey, Savannah. Yeah, so this statement is a very detailed accounting of their military activities over the last week. It doesn't actually tell us all that much about their capabilities because it's full of that North Korean hyperbole, exaggeration that we're used to hearing from Kim Jong-un. I'll give you a couple examples. It says all of their weapons tests went absolutely perfectly. The South Koreans say they suspect that one of the long-range missiles actually failed. It says that the North Koreans launched 500 fighter aircraft at one point. The South Koreans say the real number is 180. But there is an important message buried in and amongst that hyperbole, and it's this. The North Koreans say what they did over the last week was a response to the U.S.-South Korean drills. They say the Americans, the South Koreans, are the real provocateurs here, and they were just responding to that. Now, if that is the case, it would suggest that given that those joint drills are finished, the North Koreans are going to de-escalate themselves. And Savannah, I will tell you, it has now been, it's Monday night here. The last missile test was Saturday morning. It's been about 60 hours now since the North Koreans launched anything. That is the longest period of quiet we've had here in this region all week. So we will wait and see if there is more to come. The other big question is, was all of this military activity just a build-up to a possible nuclear test? We may get an answer in the next couple of days.
I mean, so, Raf, these were the biggest ever air drills between the U.S. and South Korea. They were supposed to end Friday. The Allies extended the exercises to Saturday. That's when the U.S. flew. I mean, you had two B-1B supersonic bombers. What's the significance of that? What's the message Washington and Seoul are sending here?
Yeah, Joe, it was a pretty blunt show of force. These B-1 bombers, they fly faster than the speed of sound. The North Koreans really don't have the capability to counter them. They are able to carry extremely heavy bunker buster bombs. These are bombs that can burrow into mountain defenses. So the message to Kim Jong-un, his leadership, is even if you hide deep, deep in your mountain fortifications, we have the weapons to come and get you. That is the message of strength that Washington is trying to send. There is an argument, though, that it shows you really just kind of how few options the Biden administration feels it has right now. There are no diplomatic talks with the North Koreans. There haven't been since those infamous meetings with Donald Trump back in 2018. And the U.S. really doesn't have a lot of leverage to enforce sanctions on the North Koreans at the moment, because to do that, you need the cooperation of the Russians and the Chinese. And, guys, given the tensions over Ukraine and Taiwan, there is absolutely no cooperation between the big powers right now at the UN Security Council. So unable to do anything diplomatically, the U.S. and the South Koreans basically are saying, these are our weapons. If you mess with us, it's going to end very badly. And that is the message they're trying to send to Kim Jong-un. Guys.
All right, Raf Sanchez, we know you'll keep an eye on it for us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.